who else could it be? Actually, we're a very inclusive couple. Actually, and a lot of times, a lot of people tell us that you. Actually, there was a time when I was, also thinking about, giving up this whole struggle of I'm going to do only good work and kind. I think I've shown enormous amount of strength and restraint with respect to the kind of work and weight I showed. So I was okay कि अगर by chance जैसा करना है वैसा नहीं हुआ, तो I'm okay to work, let's say in a company or do something else. तब विला बैठे काम कर ही लेगा, उसके लिए opportunity है. वो वाले लोग भी बहुत सारे थे पहले. और ये वाले रिस्पेक्ट वाले जो अप्रोच करते थे कम थे. इजीली एक्सप्लेन व्हाट शी इज ट्राइंग टू डू. और फिर यार मैं बोलने लगूंगा तो अपने बच्चे की तारीफें करने के लिए मतलब बहुत लंबा टाइम चाहिए होता है.
Someone I call a trailblazer, someone who has always been making sure to do something new and experimental. Barun Sobti joins me today for a conversation on Bollywood Bubble for his next project, which is called 200 Halla Bol. Welcome to Bollywood Bubble. Firstly, Barun, very happy to see you. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. जब मैंने ट्रेलर देखा 200 हल्ला बोल का, it got me gutted for many reasons, because obviously it's a subject which is very like heavy on the heart, kind of a subject totally relevant in today's time as well. When you first heard the script, was that one of the reasons why you were like, you know what, I want to be a part of this project?
I was called for this film. I didn't even want the full narration. I didn't want Balani. I wanted the full narration and the full script reading. But initially, when a brief narration was given to me, I remember I was in the car at that time, and I had made up my mind right then and there, irrespective what it's going to be. But I need to be a part of this thing. It's primarily like choosing teams. To be honest with you, in the scheme of the way things are in our country, and I would definitely choose to tell this story, and because it sparks a debate, most of all, and possibly steer people's thought into a direction where we've not gone before. Maybe, I don't know, but definitely sparks a debate.
True. And a much needed debate, something that we always try to brush under the carpet for many reasons, of course, especially in the rural areas.
It's weird. It's very, very strange that actually this case was not given the kind of coverage it should have got. It was a crazy case. I mean, it was a crazy case of caste abuse. Then who even knows who did the right thing? And there was so many debatable aspects of this case. So that's what we were trying to bring to light.
You play a lawyer in this entire story, right? When you were researching for it, how many times did your heart break, Barun? Because to be very honest, when we hear such stories, it does make you feel a little heavy at heart also, right? So how many times did it happen to you?
Actually, when I was given that brief narration that I'm talking about, and I was very surprised when they told me it's based on real events, and I'm usually active, with respect to what's happening in the news and stuff like that. Not the entertainment news, but what's happening in the country, kind of a thing. So I was very surprised. I didn't know about this, and actually that was the same reaction Sarthak had, the director of the film. So, like I said, it was not very well covered. So I went online to look what all had happened. But I'll be honest with you, our story, the story we're trying to tell is not a heartbreaking story. It's a story of strength. It's a story of opportunity. It's a story of a possibility. And we're not even making that comment of what's right or what's not right. You know, we're just like, oppression leads to some kind of explosion at one point in time, and we don't know if the explosion, when the explosion happens, is it the fault of the people that are exploding, or the oppression that has gone on for centuries, jo chalta hi ja raha hai. So that's something you have to pay thought to, and I did all that research. It was very informative. और हार्ट ब्रेकिंग वाला भावना ऐसा है ना कि ऐसा तो है नहीं, हमारे को पता नहीं कि हमारे देश में क्या होता है, पता है exactly, you know, so the heartbreak happens every time you open the freaking newspaper in the morning. Oh, you know.
True.
So that was the research I'd done. Apart from that, for the lawyer, I play a pro bono lawyer in the film. So the character traits that we focused on were more like he's a passionate, you know, kind, emotional person. With respect to the bar and the law, we didn't, you know, want to go in too deep. So that's what Sarthak just wanted me to understand the script as was.
Yeah, but also, I mean, in the story, you are that one person these women look up to, because कोई और केस लेने को तैयार नहीं होता है. So it's like that one person who is their hope in all this, right? I want to know, just to correlate it to the journey that you have had, because everyone needs that one person who believes in them, right? For you, who has been that person whenever you had a bout of self-doubt, maybe? Who was that one person who was your strength throughout?
Here I've said this. I've actually said this. I don't know how many times, but
your wife.
Oh yeah. Who else could it be? Actually, we're a very inclusive couple. Actually, and a lot of times, a lot of people tell us that we try to figure things out within our own selves. And actually, there was a time when I was, you know, also thinking about, you know, giving up this whole struggle of you know, I'm going to do only good work and kind, you know, that resonates with my sense of understanding. And she was very discouraging about it. So it's gone on to that extent as well. So yeah, she's been my way of hope.
And what led to that thought, even that that thought that you want to give up the entire struggle of what?
This is a very long time ago. Yeah, thought तो I'm sure अगर कोई बोलता है किसी के दिमाग में नहीं आता तो I think that person is either lying or is extremely much more strong. Maybe I'm not that strong, maybe. But to be honest with you, I've not come across a human being like that.
Of course, we all have that.
Yeah, I think I've shown enormous amount of strength and restraint with respect to the kind of work and weight I showed. So, but they did with me also. There did come a time where I was like, you know, I should just try to start
do whatever comes.
Yeah, and start making money, kind of a thing. So yeah, that did come up. You know.
I'm so glad you did not succumb to that thought, because otherwise, Asur or Halla. Yeah, because, you know, I feel that the kind of restraint, like you mentioned, you have shown in terms of choosing the projects is what has defined your body of work today. But do you also take pressure of living up to that expectation? Because honestly,
that I can't manage. No, that
because when I see, क्योंकि जब बरुण का नाम आ जाता है प्रोजेक्ट में, तो you know that it has some weight to it. Like it's not going to be.
But I see my initial plan. When I'd come into in the industry, बहुत ज़्यादा अकल नहीं थी जब, तब भी ये था कि यार काम होना चाहिए, अगर तो ऐसा होना चाहिए कि लोग देखें तो बोले कि यार इसने किया है तो थोड़ा ठीक होगा, तो we can give it a shot, you know. But so हाँ, वो attempt था when I'm trying to choose the script. But if I start doing कि I have to do this better than the last one and this has to be, well, that's going to be way too much pressure, you know. I can't deal with that kind of pressure. I can't deal with the pressure that I'm already dealing with. I put so much pressure on myself. You know, there's no room for external pressures. How it's going to fare or anything of that sort.
But what kind of pressure do you take personally as well? Like, you know, because you are someone who has always worked. मतलब आपका जो process होता है as an actor हमको ज़्यादा दिखता नहीं है, because you're not socially so active. आपका काम हमें सिर्फ on screen ज़्यादा दिखता है. So what is your process like when it comes to all of that?
With respect to the process, I've kept it very simple. The only thing I realize is that every person is different. Some people are in love with making money. Some people are in love with making the most of their fame when they're popular. You know? Some people think कि यार इससे पहले कि ये चला जाए, capitalize कर लो, kind of a thing. I realized I'm not very scared. I'm actually. I'm not sure, I'm not God, obviously, I'm not sure it's going to pay off or not. But I was okay कि अगर by chance जैसा करना है वैसा नहीं हुआ, so I'm okay to work, let's say in a company or, you know, do something else. छोटी जॉब भी करनी पड़ेगी मेरे को, अगर कोई मतलब let's say I have to move to Australia or work in a restaurant also, I wouldn't mind. So that thing I think was the most I don't know what, but I was okay with कि चलो fail हो गया अगर by chance तो कोई बात नहीं. I was not कि अभी करना है kind of थोड़ा confidence था मेरे को अपने ऊपर. तो मैंने एक process बनाया सिर्फ कि जब script आएगी कोई या project आएगा, अगर मेरे को अच्छा लगा तो सिर्फ और सिर्फ तब मैं करूँगा, और अगर नहीं लगा तो irrespective what the production house is, platform is, co-stars are, money is, I will not do it. That is the only process. That's basically like understanding your own self. If I wanted more money and as a human being, और तब मैं अगर ये process choose करता तो I would have been an idiot. And likewise, अगर मैं अभी ऐसा हूँ जैसा हूँ and I choose that money making process, then also I'm an idiot. So that's the only.
It wouldn't work only because then सबको ऐसा लगेगा ये वरुण को क्या हो गया है because he's never been that.
Yeah, maybe that the people that know me will definitely know and think that.
Yeah, but tell me, like you mentioned, you must have had to say no to a lot of big projects. I'm so sure because I know personally that so many people would want to cast you in various roles, right? Was saying no difficult? Because sometimes when you are maybe not doing a lot of work, people think it is easy. अरे ये कुछ कर नहीं रहा है, ये तो हाँ बोल देगा. That's an assumption. ये तो हाँ बोल देगा, ये तो कुछ नहीं कर रहा है अभी, इसके लिए तो opportunity है. But उस moment पे, because you don't agree with the script, to say no, was that always difficult? How did you learn to say no?
नहीं, so as a मैं अपने दोस्तों में अगर मैं कोई आइसक्रीम भी ऑफर कर देता तो वो भी मुश्किल हो जाता मेरे लिए नो बोलना. As a person, it's very difficult for me to say no. So how I learned to say no, मेरे को अभी भी नहीं पता actually. अभी भी no बोलने के लिए मतलब अब तो खैर you can say कि it's difficult, the time, there's no time and stuff like that. But I find it very, very difficult. Or then I tiptoe around it. I say some stupid things because obviously you can't tell someone that I don't like your script. I think there's only one time in my life I've told someone, a director, that your script is great and whatever, but I'm not looking to do that kind of stuff. वो भी मैंने सिर्फ एक ही बारी बोला पूरी लाइफ में. Apart from that, you just have to be like I won't be able to do it, it's I have a certain other thing lined up and stuff like that.
Yeah, like you do in interviews. Pehle, I remember, जब 4 साल पहले I would call you for a quote or something, you would receive because you don't have our number saved, right? So you would receive, and then when you realize it's a journalist, you would be like, I'm just gonna call you back, please. And that call will never come.
That's me. That's
so
me.
now
like,
I know
because I will not be able to say no. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Yeah.
Now I realize that it is because you cannot say no is why you are
that's my nature. Yeah.
बात ही नहीं करते.
So exactly.
But how do you define
the exact same procedure for the scripts also then? So like I will let you know. In the meanwhile, I'm thinking I don't have the right way to decline the thing without making the other person feel bad. So that's why I just keep postponing it.
This is something I know I have always asked you, but I really want to know. Do you also, again, हम काफी टाइम बाद बात कर रहे हैं अभी, तो उस पीरियड में भी has things changed for you per se as an actor as well? Because after Asur, I know that people were suddenly like, oh, who is that? If people did not know who Barun Sobti was, they were like, Barun Sobti. I had so many friends who perhaps did not watch television, and they were like, "तूने असुर देखा?" मैंने बोला, "हाँ, of course देखा." And they were like, that Barun, I was like, "तूने आज देखा है उसका काम?" मैंने पहले भी देखा है, So that's how I know that you got noticed at a larger scale with Asur. So do you now see a change when it comes to people approaching you with scripts? Maybe they are more respectful, they are more okay with you giving inputs, क्योंकि ये सब पहले नहीं होता है. I know that.
नहीं, inputs वगैरह तो मैं नहीं, I'll tell you what's happened. People who knew me पहले असुर से, there was a very small number, but they respected me for the small amount of work जैसे मैंने किया भी नहीं था ना ज़्यादा, बहुत ज़्यादा. तो जो थोड़ा बहुत काम किया था उसको respect करते थे, तो approach करते थे, they would approach with respect, and you're asking the way they approach you now. So
Is there more respect? Is there more consideration when they?
हाँ मतलब पहले वाला सीन था ना, जैसे यू आर सेइंग कि विला बैठा काम कर ही लेगा, ये उसके लिए अपॉर्चुनिटी है। तो वो वाले लोग भी बहुत सारे थे पहले, और ये वाले रिस्पेक्ट वाले जो अप्रोच करते थे कम थे, जो बट जो अब अच्छे काम के साथ विद रिस्पेक्ट अप्रोच करते हैं मेरे को, दैट नंबर इज एक्सप्लोडेड. सो या थिंग्स हैव चेंज्ड अ लॉट.
I'm so happy. I always look forward to seeing you do great work all the time. But tell me again, सीफत के साथ मैं आपके photos देखती हूँ social media पे, and it brings a smile to my face, Barun. It genuinely does, because it's such a, मतलब you keep your privacy, at the same time you're sharing a piece of your heart sometimes here and there, you know. Does it take a lot of effort? Because you look like a person जिसको बहुत effort लेना पड़ता है कुछ भी share करने के लिए social media पे, because you're very private otherwise.
हाँ, बट पिक्चर्स आई एम ओके विद एक्चुअली. मेरे को पहले भी ये लगता था कि यार ट्विटर पे ना ओपिनियन चिपकानी पड़ती है अपनी लोगों के ऊपर, सो आई एम नॉट ओके विद दैट. मुझे लगता था कि यार अगर मैं किसी को बोलूंगा शायद तो, और सॉरी कोई अगर मुझे बोलेगा तो मुझे लगेगा कि यार मेरे को ज्ञान क्यों दे रहा है फालतू का. सो आई वाज लाइक, इफ इट्स अ डायलॉग, you know, and both parties have their opinions and they have the freedom to talk, it's a different story altogether. But if I'm only giving my opinion on everything, I was kind of not you know, I'm not in agreement with that kind of thing. Pictures, I always thought I'd be okay with sharing. I wouldn't have a problem, because pictures, you know, they're for people to comprehend. Like you said, कि बहुत अच्छा लगता है. So even if someone किसी को अच्छा लगता है तो वो भी great है, और किसी को अगर someone thinks कि ये क्या गधे हैं अपनी फोटो डालते रहते हैं तो वो भी ठीक है. So, you know,
it doesn't matter, like you don't take all of that into consideration so much.
No, and I don't. एक बार ही सोच लिया कि हाँ चलो इंस्टा ओके है तो we'll be like कि okay चलो ठीक है, we can put our pictures, whatever we think is okay.
And you celebrated her second birthday recently. How was that like? Because obviously pandemic abhi bhi hai, and we are still in the midst of a pandemic, and there's always this fear, and you know, amid that you celebrated her birthday. How was that like?
No, we'd actually gone away to a place that was very secluded and you know, exclusive to us. So, and all friends, and that's it. So it was pretty. We had a great time. She had a great time. The point was that it was a very nice open space, so she could do a lot of activities.
What is she learning new? Because I have always asked you, how has it changed you as a father? But I don't want to ask you that today, because I know that it, of course, has changed you a lot. But how is she? I mean, 2 years ki ho gayi hai. What new things is she learning?
Yeah, we have a very casual setup at home actually, and jitna hota hai to we get happy about it. She talks now. She can.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she can easily explain what she's trying to do. और फिर यार मैं बोलने लगूँ ना तो अपने बच्चे की तारीफें करने के लिए मतलब बहुत लंबा टाइम चाहिए होता है. But she's in a good space for everyone who cares. She's growing up well. Yeah, she looks like a reasonable child, and yeah.
I can imagine. So lastly, before I let you go now, otherwise these people will kill me. I want to know, Rakesh is in the Big Boss house, of course, right. and I told him कि कैसे कर लिया आपने, कैसे मान गए आप, क्योंकि मैंने कभी इमेजिन नहीं किया था राकेश को मैं वो घर में देखने वाली हूँ. Were you equally surprised?
I was. Rakesh फिर भी he can be good material for Big Boss, but I am very boring. मेरे को तो लात मार के निकाल देंगे अगर पहले हफ्ते में कभी मैं गया भी तो. But I was very surprised, in fact, when because the confidentiality agreement, he couldn't disclose it to anyone either. So when I called him up, and he was in quarantine at that time, and he looked like he was in a good spirit. For the point is, he's gone, so there's just hope that he does well. You know?
Yeah, I also told him that we'll have to pray for him, because he's the only one who doesn't know this.
No, Rakesh को know this की क्या बात है यार, इंसान ही तो है सारे. The point is that.
Yeah, but it's, you know how Big Boss can be.
हाँ, yeah, I know, but it's actually only a reflection of our society. It can get as difficult in our own daily lives also. So I'm saying that Rakesh is a sensible guy. He will take time, I feel, but he will come to terms with the whole thing. And when he understands what doing well in the Big Boss house means, I feel.
Let's hope so. But looking forward to watching 200 Halla Bol. And yet again, been blown by your performance. But in any case, looking forward to your next projects as well. I know Asal 2 is in the works. You and guys have started shooting. So looking forward to that as well. Thank you so much, Barun.
Thank you. Thank you, Barun.
Bye.
Bye.